at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining me tonight, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, National Spokesperson and Member of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha from the BJP, Ishkaran Bhandwari, Advocate in the Supreme Court. Also joining me tonight, Dr. Piyush Joshi, Political Analyst, Dr. Akashdeep Muni, Political Analyst. But my first question goes to Mr. Akhil Khan, Political Analyst and a man who's known to be close to Mr. Amanatullah Khan. Akhil Khan साहब, मेरा सवाल ये है कि जो चार्जेस हैं अमानतुल्लाह खान साहब के खिलाफ वो अपनी जगह. द क्वेश्चन इज, एक स्कूल गिरा दिया जाता है और वहां दुकानें आ जाती हैं. आई वांट टू आस्क यू, डज द आम आदमी पार्टीज एजुकेशन मॉडल actually involve demolition of schools to bring in more shops and shopping malls? Is that how we will build the future of the children of this country?
Madam, first of all, in Delhi, you will find a school model of the country. Means you will find the only Delhi where you will get very good quality of school all over Delhi, and more than 4 lakhs students from private sectors shifted to government schools. Apart from that, WAQF Board has its own properties, and they can do, they have got prerogative, they have got authority to do whatever they want to do with their schools. Apart from that, there are many schools constructed by WAQF Board, and it has been made English medium. I have got a complete list of all the schools here. You can see very well, and you can check it in the net that many schools has been converted into English, and they have been made very good quality schools in Delhi. So you cannot say one school which was old building, and the money which is received in WAQF Board, you will find for so many years that WAQF Board was earning very little amount out of that property of crores of rupees. Now when Amanatullah Khan has come and he has created good wealth for the people of Delhi, for the schools of Delhi. They've converted English medium schools, all old schools. They have made good infrastructure of the WAQF Board schools also. So why you are putting finger only on one old building which was required to be demolished, and the money which is being earned from out of that building, those shops, is being utilized for the development of Delhi schools, and the WAQF Board property has been increased many times, many-fold. So this is, you cannot say that such a small point you are making.
Akhil Khan साहब, आप मान रहे हैं
penny wise and pound foolish. This is the right.
आप मान रहे हैं कि वहाँ स्कूल गिराया गया, ये मान रहे हैं?
You see, it was a big building. It was a big building. You see, people are saying primary school was also there. But the big building was there. It was a very old building. It was required to be.
So you made a new building.
Revamp that building that has been reconstructed for the benefit of the people of that area, as well as for the benefit of the WAQF Board.
So people of that area. Sudhanshu Trivedi ji.
Apart from that, those students has been shifted to the good schools, English medium schools. There is no such problem.
Akhil Khan साहब, मेरे सवालों का रैपिड फायर है. स्कूल था वहां, प्राइमरी स्कूल जो गिराया गया, हाँ या ना?
देखिए, आई एम नॉट अवेयर ऑफ दैट, बट स्कूल वाज देयर.
नहीं था.
आई एम नॉट.
हमारे रिपोर्टर वहां गए हैं और वहां के वार्डन बता रहे हैं. वहां के वार्डन बता रहे हैं. वार्डन झूठ बोल रहे हैं.
You see,
वार्डन झूठ बोल रहे हैं.
I am not confirm about this.
अच्छा. और आप कह रहे हैं पुराना स्कूल था, उसे गिराया गया. पुरानी बिल्डिंग थी. नई दुकानें बनाई ना. नया स्कूल भी तो बना सकते थे. नया स्कूल भी तो बना सकते थे, हाँ या ना? स्कूल बना सकते थे ना, जब नई दुकानें बनाई.
आज स्कूल भी बना सकते थे, बट
आपने स्कूल नहीं बनाया, आपने दुकानें बनाई. दुकानों से 40 लाख रुपए डिपॉजिट लिया. 15-20 हजार आप आमदनी ले रहे हैं महीने की, और आप कह रहे हैं आपकी मर्जी. क्योंकि ये तो वक्फ बोर्ड है, हमारी मर्जी।
वक्फ बोर्ड has established many other schools, good schools,
very good,
converted into English medium schools, and they are they made very good infrastructure of those schools.
Viewers भी समझ गए। सुधांशु त्रिवेदी here, 1 minute.
These are the infrastructure schools developed by Waqf Board. These are Waqf Board schools. There are many. You are after only one school, that was also not 100% correct.
मैं फतेहपुरी की बात कर रही हूँ और डॉक्टर सुधांशु त्रिवेदी, ये फतेहपुरी का जो स्कूल था ये दिल्ली बोर्ड से अफिलिएटेड था, दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट से अफिलिएटेड था और ये वक्फ बोर्ड की लैंड पर था। अब they have demolished the school for the primary children between the ages of 5 and 10 and they have made shops. Maybe someday these shops will also sell liquor, we don't know. And they are justifying it that this land belongs to the Waqf Board, it can do whatever it wants. I want to ask you, can anybody in this country have a clean conscience if they say that schools are being demolished and shops are being built in their land? Is this something that can be digested?
There are two things which are coming. Navika, there are two things are coming from Mr. Akil Khan's logic. First, the Waqf Board was established in order to protect the properties of the Muslim community in order to sustain and propagate their religious right, which they project as there are minority rights which are need to be projected, and minority culture, precisely the Muslim culture, which is to be projected. But I am very, see, it's a very peculiar logic. Half a dozen times Mr. Akil Khan has emphasized that the Waqf Board is running English medium school. If it is the English medium school, then what is the difference between the Waqf school and the convent school? Then why you are taking the Waqf property? Then your basic premise of a Waqf school is demolished because you want to say that's an English medium school. Okay, that's also a positive thing, no problem. But by your logic, any school is a charitable institution. And making shop is a commercial activity. And if any charitable institution or the property is allowed even partially to be used in commercial, then by your logic, जितने prime location में बड़े-बड़े schools हैं दिल्ली में, उनके एक side में भी shop खोलने की permission दे दी जाए, तो सब करोड़ों रुपए कमा लेंगे और वो तो बड़े self-sufficient हो जाएंगे. What type of logic this is? You are trying to intermingle the charitable institution and the profitable institution. The commercial and the charitable activities are so much mixed. It's not possible because these are like the hospitals, the schools, and these type of things are come under charitable institutions, and the cost of the land is not being taken on the commercial basis by the government, and so it is incumbent on any institution, whether it's Waqf Board or other. किसी ट्रस्ट का स्कूल होता है तो साहब उसको लैंड जो है उस कमर्शियल रेट पे नहीं मिलती है जिस कमर्शियल रेट पे शॉप खोलने के लिए मिलती है. इट इज क्लियर कट वायलेशन ऑफ द रूल एंड क्लियर कट एग्जांपल ऑफ द करप्शन एंड मिस यूज ऑफ द रूल. देयर इज नथिंग इफ एंड बट अबाउट इट. इसमें कोई ग्रे का स्कोप ही नहीं है. क्लियर कट ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट केस है. A charitable land has been used by usurping the authority and flouting the law for the commercial activity. बस इसमें तो बिल्कुल सिंपल केस है.
So I want to ask Dr. Piyush Joshi. Dr. Piyush Joshi, I'm not questioning the rights of anybody to own land in this state. I'm only questioning, should a Waqf Board land which had a primary school be demolished to build shops on it, and then we hail the education policy? Because in this case, it's not just the Waqf Board that is involved. This school was also affiliated to the Delhi government. My question is, a government that actually says that it is got the best education policy and showcases the best schools in the state, today is demolishing schools to make shops on that land. Is that the model of education that we want to promote in Delhi?
Just a quick 30 seconds to 45 seconds answer that I'll produce before you. The education model is for everyone to see. The obvious does not need any proof. It's very clear when more than 1,000 students qualify JEE and NEET, and even a shopkeeper's, even a laborer's son is getting the same rank as the Chief Minister of Delhi, it is something to be proud about. And another thing is whether this work board school has been demolished and shops have been constructed, or was it a reorganization of the infrastructure? So we don't know about that. It is alleged. It is still alleged, and it is to be proven in the court of law. About the reorganization of schools, I come from the state of MP. 20,000 schools have been shut by the government of Madhya Pradesh in the name of merger. More than 6,000 schools have been shut in the state of Gujarat. We don't talk about that. We are talking about reorganization of one school where students have been shifted to some other school with better infrastructure, better facilities. However, one point which the respected Trivedi ji made, and that still needs to be seen, that that is about the charitable activity of the land. 100 meters from where I live, there are 3 charitable institutions who have been given land since last 50 years and are running shops in the city of Indore. Nobody has questioned that. Well, but 2 wrongs do not make a right. Again, I am saying that. But why the Delhi education model is being praised, that is what I am trying to tell you. There's a entrepreneurship curriculum which is running. 52,000 teams are working on entrepreneurial
I'll read
mindset.
the brochure, Dr. Joshi. I'll read the brochure
that is
for
the education model.
I'll read the brochure for that. But I want to ask you a question about the Fatehpuri school. I want to ask you. The Fatehpuri school has been demolished, shops built in its place, and there is the warden of the school who on candid camera says सब रिश्तेदारों और दोस्तों को दिए गए हैं. Number 1.
Madam, we should think in the right perspective, in the national perspective, not isolated case, please.
Then why don't you think in the right direction when allegation? 1 minute. मैं बोल तो लूं, सवाल तो पूछ लूं. सवाल ये है कि आप भी राइट डायरेक्शन में सोचिए. अगर एसीबी या ईडी या सीबीआई इन्वेस्टिगेशन करती है तो उनके पास कोई ना कोई एफआईआर है, कोई ना कोई कंप्लेंट है, वो कर रही है. इसको भी आप राइट स्पिरिट में ले लीजिए.
Again,
आप इसको गलत स्पिरिट में क्यों लेते हैं?
Pennywise pound foolish. This is the right dictum used here. Pennywise means you are just making a small issue, the big one, and those big issues where people has been benefited by those infrastructure schools and everything, and results showing that in JEA and NIT, all there they have performed exceptionally well. You must think about that.
ईश्वरन भंडारी 5 से 10 साल के बच्चों का स्कूल गिरा दिया गया. ये छोटा मुद्दा है. इस पर हमें बात नहीं करनी चाहिए. हमारी गलती ये है कि हम ये छोटा मुद्दा डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. ईश्वरन भंडारी इज द नेम ऑफ ईश्वरन भंडारी इज द नेम ऑफ द एडवोकेट who has been asked the question. Please listen to him responding. Yes.
There are sweeping powers under the WAQF Act, but as of now the powers don't extend to hijacking my name. So please let me answer when my name is taken. That's my only request from you. Now let us come to this. Navika ji, 25 minutes into the debate, a point blank question: was there a school running there? And was that school demolished? Mr. Akil Khan went around the country, praised the English language, but did not want to answer that simple factual question that yes, a primary school was running or a primary school was not running. And we know the answer to that. Now let me come to the second point of it. When you break down a school and you let it out for commercial purposes, you are hampering the education of the children, as well as children are used to going to a particular place, a particular locality. You are shifting them from there. Second aspect of it, if commercial activity was being done there and shops were being let out there, were the shops let out on commercial considerations or were they given to their friends and their supporters? That has to be seen, and we have to see that. And the third aspect, which is more important, New York Times may praise any article where any party is rising in opposition to the government run by BJP. That is very good. But the fact check which comes in, how many new schools were made, and the fact check which comes in when Mr. Satinder Jain gets arrested on 30th May, multiple court hearings, multiple bail applications, but does not get a relief from the court, where you are admittedly destroying schools and building it into commercial activities. Of course you will get raped. You break schools, you break government schools in the heart of Delhi. Properties are priceless. You will get Hundreds of crores at rent. But we do not do that because the education of children is of prime importance. Otherwise, if you unlock the value of land by destroying schools, every school in Delhi will give you hundreds of crores of rental. The purpose is different. The government purpose is different. The work purpose is different. And if this is being defended, that breakdown of schools and conversion into commercial shops is upheld, is decided to be supported, then I as a citizen feel extremely sad that you talk about education model.
I will answer this. First of all, WAQF board is established for the people of a minority community, and there are many there are many properties donated by the Muslims for the welfare of the Muslim communities. So you cannot say that this is the totally government properties. Apart from that, I have already told that I don't know what were the exact status of that primary school when the demolition was done, but if you say that, okay, I agree, if I accept that point, even then, those schools, those students studying in those schools have been shifted to a better school, better facilities. They are happy. They are happy. They have no problem with that.
Case for all schools on WAQF land to be demolished so that all of them can study in regular schools.
You cannot generalize like this. You cannot generalize like this. It's an isolated case.
Why?
And most importantly, the money earned by the WAQF board is being used for the welfare of the Muslims, for the welfare of the schools, for the welfare of other facilities. This is there.
छोटे बच्चों को मत पढ़ाओ, पैसा कमाओ in the name of welfare of the community. Ishkaran Bhandari.
Thank you. Firstly, two simple points. Mr. Khan, you are coming on a national television debate. It is the least one expects is you will prepare and know factually whether a school was destroyed or not destroyed. So please don't go around in circles. The nation can judge when you try to avoid an answer. The second aspect, you are saying the school. Let me answer now. Second, when you are saying that the school was not being run in proper manner, so then you are admitting that certain schools under WAQF Act are not being run in proper manner.
I have not told this.
You know that the school, one second, let me complete now. At 1 second you say you don't know whether a school was broken, but on the other hand you say that the school was not being run in a proper manner. That is why it was broken. How can both of them stand?
That was Purani building, but I don't know whether the school was in any condition there. I don't know.
पुरानी बिल्डिंग गिर गई, वहाँ दुकानें हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं. मुद्दा क्या है डिबेट का?
So whatever the condition, okay, agreed. I agree with you. But what is the problem if WAQF board is earning money and then they are using that money for the benefit of the other schools, which is for the community, for the benefit of the community?
They are earning money for other schools. Sudhanshu Trivedi,
they're not pocketing the money.
Truth is being shifted minute by minute. एक बार कहते हैं हमें पता नहीं वहाँ क्या हालत है, एक बार कहते हैं वहाँ पुरानी बिल्डिंग थी, अगर दुकान बन गई तो क्या हुआ. अब दुकानें दिखा रहे हैं, वहां से पैसे कमाई जा रहे हैं, तो वो कह रहे हैं कि अरे कोई बात नहीं, यहाँ गिर गई, यहाँ की कमाई कहीं और जा रही है. फिर बीच में ये भी, एक मिनट, बीच में ये भी कहा कि ये स्कूल सही नहीं था, अच्छे स्कूल में चले गए.
No illegal. Nothing is illegal.
Have you
ever done? Everything is done in the right manner.
I am not even getting into the legality, my friend. I am getting into the morality of demolishing a school.
4 lakh students shifted from the private to government school. They have got a very good opportunity to study in a better environment.
Better environment.
Yes.
Very good. Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, 1 minute. Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, have you ever heard so many versions of the truth in 20 minutes?
What version?
One thing is very clear, that Mr. Akil Khan is not categorically answering that it was demolished or not. Second thing I want to correct his statement, WAQF Board Act is not for minorities, it is only for the Muslims. And it is a very exclusive privilege given to the Muslim community. And if you are saying that there is a legality issue which gives you the protective right, I think this type of right that you on your whims and fancies, if it is there to change the use of the property on your own without the permission of the government. I think even no Muslim country in the world is giving such type of authority to any community. But
do you have proof that it is against the
let me complete the sentence. Let me complete the sentence, sir. That's why I am coming to second sentence. If you have applied and government has given proper consideration of changing the charitable land into a commercial land, then you should have given a proper paper for that. That the land which was charitable and the WAQF had paid the commercial price of the land and now it is the commercial land. इसमें कौन सी प्रॉब्लम की बात थी भाई? चैरिटेबल थी, हमने कमर्शियल उसका रेट पे किया, अब हम उसका कमर्शियल यूज कर रहे हैं. पर अगर लैंड चैरिटेबल है और कमर्शियल यूज कर रहे हैं, इससे एक लाइन और क्लियर हो गई. नाविका जी, एक लाइन और क्लियर हो गई. ये स्कूल बैग में जो शराब की बोतल छुपा रहे थे, उस स्कूल बैग की भी असलियत दिख गई. ये बहुत बार बार कहते थे ना एक्साइज पॉलिसी के बारे में, नहीं हमने बड़ा अच्छा स्कूल मॉडल किया है, तो स्कूल के बस्ते में शराब छुपाने वालों का बस्ता भी आगे.
What BJP is doing all over India, what BJP is doing in Gujarat, they are killing the people there. You are just beating about the bush, only a small thing which is not correct, and CBI has already inquired about this, and they have come out
about the bush
with the decision that there is nothing against Manish Sisodia. Nothing. Till now there is nothing. And you are not seeing about your Gujarat model where hundreds of persons were dying and 10,000 crore is being under corruption. They are earning out of that. This number two people of BJP. So why you are beating about the bush? Only a small issue which is not proved by you. And CBI also not telling about anything. Only media trial by BJP.
Navika ji, I just want to ask only one sentence.
Yes. प्लीज गो अहेड.
अकील खान जी, आपने एक्साइज पॉलिसी पे आ गए, शराब की बात पे. हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं वक्फ पे. वक्फ इज फॉर द मुस्लिम रिलीजियस पर्पस. अब एक बात आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, मुस्लिम रिलीजियस मान्यता के अनुसार शराब पीना कुफ्र है कि नहीं? शराब पीने पे कोड़े पड़ने चाहिए कि नहीं? बोलिए. कुफ्र है. अरे वक्फ के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव कहां शराब की बात करते हैं? बिल्कुल गलत है. गैर इस्लामिक नहीं हो सकता. अकॉर्डिंग टू आपको तो आके अपोज करना चाहिए. अकॉर्डिंग टू शरीयत लॉ इट्स नॉट राइट, इट्स नॉट राइट, इट्स नॉट राइट. आपको तो कहना चाहिए भाई, नॉट राइट. मुस्लिम पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड में ऐड किया जाना चाहिए. वी आर लिविंग इन इंडिया. मुस्लिम हो उसको वी आर लिविंग इन इंडिया वेयर मेनी अदर रिलीजन्स आर देयर. लिविंग इन इंडिया बट ट्राइंग टू हैव द प्रिविलेज ऑफ वक्त. वी आर नॉट टेलिंग दैट यहां पर वक्त चाहिए. We are not telling that Muslims should drink. गजब का तर्क है भाई. भी चाहिए, एक्साइज पॉलिसी भी ठीक है, वक्त भी चाहिए, एक्साइज पॉलिसी भी ठीक है. जहां पे हमको फाइनेंशियल फायदा है वहां मुझे इस्लामिक लॉ चाहिए. If you are telling, और जहां फाइनेंशियल फायदा वहां एंटी इस्लामिक लॉ चाहिए. I will have to defend him. I am not telling you that people should drink. I am not telling this thing, and I am not accepting that. So you are saying 1+1 सही थी, गलत थी? तो सर आपको तो आउट now I will tell you 1+1 you are telling this policy was giving 3,500 crore rupees profit to Delhi government, Delhi exchequer, which is being going for the last several years into the pockets of those Congress and BJP people and the government. One thing is clear, this is now Akil Khan Saab stands for profit. Stands for profit, excise policy से profit बने. Don't generalize. School गिरा. Don't generalize those things. Don't, please don't generalize the thing. I am not telling that. I am not telling. You are mixing the issues. ठीक है. अकील खान, you are mixing the issues. मुझे profit समझ में आ गया. मुझे आपका profit समझ में आ गया. आकाशदीप मुनि. You are mixing the issues. आकाशदीप मुनि जी, I only want to ask you a small question. The question is that we are talking about the future of children in the age group of 5 to 10 years. And these children have a right to education under the fundamental rights as has been cleared by the UPA government in 2009. Now, every child has a right to that education. Is it right, and I'm not talking about corruption here alone, I'm talking about, is it right to demolish schools and instead of building a new school, we are building shops over there for commercial considerations? I want to ask you, is it right? Is this a representation of the education model? And apart from this, you know, we've seen
There are some schools which are even operating out of porta cabins in the summer heat of 45 degrees. And I'll show you those pictures.
MCD school.
They are running out of...
MCD
they
run
are
by
running,
BJP.
Running out of... These are not
Definitely.
MCD schools, my friend. These are Delhi government schools.
You
Please
must
allow.
talk about MCD. 90% MCD schools are in a
अरे भाई MCD
let
तो
me
claim नहीं कर रहा ना
reply.
MCD तो
First
claim
and
नहीं कर रहा
foremost-
न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स में
First and foremost,
मुनी
You
साहब
must take
Baha,
care of
first and
total
foremost,
Delhi. Not
Navika ji,
isolated.
first and foremost, I want to tell my senior friend Sudhanshu Trivedi ji that what is happening in Goa related to liquor, we all know what is the condition of liquor, and that they are very much worried about liquor in Delhi. Check Goa, first of all. Second, upon education. Education, you have to understand the process. There's a school which has been affiliated to Delhi board that can be raised down, and another place the school can be made. There has been, is there a due process followed or not? Of course the due process has been followed when the school was raised down, and then it might be shifted to as a shop or something else like that. The most important thing is that the condition of education in this country has been in shambles, and Delhi has proven to be a brilliant case in that. Specifically, this particular case of one small school being raised out, you see the tens of others, thousands of others created in smart schools with all the amenities like music, water supply, swimming, and all the amenities specifically. The schooling system has been brilliant in Delhi only, and in comparison to throughout the whole of the country, which has been emulated in Punjab as well, especially the Mohalla clinics and the schools. And specifically, I want to tell it to BJP. BJP is like a rubble of झूठ. तो झूठ का पहाड़ है, जैसे ओखला में है ना झूठ का पहाड़, वैसे ही वो झूठ, आज एक झूठ बोलेंगे, कल हम उस झूठ को आके गलत साबित कर देंगे, कल को आप और एक झूठ बोलेंगे. लिकर स्कैम के बारे में आपने बताया, मैं आपके चैनल पे
मैं लिकर स्कैम की बात ही नहीं कर रही मुनी साहब. I'm not talking about the liquor scam.
I'm just giving an example.
No, don't give me an example. I'm asking today about one school. I'm asking about the school and the morality of demolishing schools to build shops. I'm only asking about that.
Then why you allowed Mr. Sudhanshu to talk about liquor?
With all respect, have you seen the condition of MCD schools? Have you seen the condition of MCD schools? There are boards outside the MCD schools.
I will direct your question and your anger towards Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi to answer that question. First answer my part of the question, and then I will direct your question to Sudhanshu ji. I am asking you, Fatehpuri school being demolished and shops being open, is that okay? Is that okay with you?
If tens of schools, other places are developed, if the students are given proper succor regarding the same academic
loss, so you are saying the WAQF schools are not the proper model,
and this I am not saying.
And the Delhi government affiliated school is being demolished to make place for shops. That's an okay model to follow, yes or no? Simple question. आप लोग घुमा क्यों रहे हैं मुझे?
It's not a simple question.
It's not a simple question. It's not a simple question.
No.
It's not a simple question.
You must see in a greater perspective.
Finally, he admits it's not a simple question. Ishkaran Bhandari, it's not a simple question, and I'm going to Sudhanshu Trivedi. Ishkaran Bhandari, respond.
10 seconds. Since on this debate, Mr. Khan has been emphatic that the school was not good, so it was demolished. My simple question: UP government. One second.
But I'm not.
But the school ठीक नहीं था, building खराब थी, इसलिए किया गया. पूरी debate तो यही बोलते रहे. But anyways, 10 seconds. So there is a government in Uttar Pradesh which says madrasa survey should be done to see if the buildings are fit, to see if there is drinking water, to see if there are toilets. So do you support the UP government's decision to do a survey of madrasa? Because admittedly, there are enough which are not in a fit and a working condition. I am very happy that if this is the AAP's official stand that they approach,
No,
that they
official
support
stand, not
surveys of
official
madrasa,
stand. You are talking
if they
about
support
UP.
support of
You are talking
madrasas
about UP
in
as a
Assam,
user, as a Muslim.
in Uttar
As a
Pradesh,
Muslim,
and
I
across the
will
country,
say that
I am very
50,000
happy.
madrasas
I am very happy.
should be
I am very happy
investigated.
that
Certainly.
I am very happy that you believe surveys of all
For the
madrasas
benefit
will
of
be
the
conducted.
people.
Let me get
For the
in.
benefit
Let
of
me
the
get in
Muslims.
Sudhanshu Trivedi ji. Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, here is, you know, three people who support the Aam Aadmi Party. Not one of them is giving a clear-cut answer on the Fatehpuri school. And the Fatehpuri school came to light only because Amanatullah Khan has been arrested and some, you know, allegations have been made against him which are still being investigated. No answer on the Fatehpuri school that we have investigated. On the other hand, you heard in January 2019, Amanatullah Khan and Arvind Kejriwal standing together and offering tan man dhan se support to the WAQF board. I want to ask you, Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, if tan man dhan se support hai WAQF board ko, तो क्या दिल्ली सरकार पर मॉरल ऑब्लिगेशन नहीं है इस बात का जवाब देने के लिए कि ये स्कूल क्यों गिराया गया और यहाँ दुकानें क्यों बनाई गई?
देखिए, आकाश मुनि जी has tried to give a logic. If it is presumed to be correct that the government has given permission, the Delhi government has decided to demolish the school and put up the shops. So this exposes their real attachment and affection towards the upliftment of the education policy. Second thing, on the basis of their famous New York Times projection, तो जो कह रहे थे अकील खान साहब कि 4 लाख लोगों ने प्राइवेट स्कूल से अपने बच्चों को सरकारी स्कूल में शिफ्ट कर लिया, तो मैं 4 लाख नहीं, सिर्फ 40 ऐसे बच्चे बताइए जो क्लास 1 गजेटेड ऑफिसर और एमएलएज या मिनिस्टर्स के परिवार के बच्चे हों जिनको उन्होंने प्राइवेट स्कूल से इसमें शिफ्ट कर दिया हो. अगर आप 4 लाख में 40 ये नहीं बता सकते तो योर एंटायर क्लेम कम्स अंडर द स्ट्रॉन्ग सस्पेंशन. एंड सेकंड थिंग आई वुड लाइक टू से, as far as your entire policy is concerned, झूठ की बात करते हैं आप, तो भाई झूठ तो लगातार एक के बाद स्टैंड खुद ही आम आदमी पार्टी का चेंज होता चला जा रहा है. In the last 2 months or so, on each and every aspect, at one point or the other, Aam Aadmi Party has tried to change the stand on one aspect, then the other aspect. तो कौन किससे झूठ बोल रहा है?
There is no logic. There is no logic of the argument.
Entire country. इसमें कोई if and but की बात ही नहीं.
40 names.
और लास्ट में मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं एक लाइन. वक्फ बोर्ड को बेहिसाब पैसा देने की बात करने वाले केजरीवाल जी ने मौलवियों की तनख्वाह डबल की है. और इतना ही नहीं, मुअज्जिम जो कि अजान लगाते हैं उनकी भी तनख्वाह डबल की है. वो पैसा देने का था मगर स्कूल को चलाने के लिए पैसा नहीं था वक्फ बोर्ड के पास.
सबसे बड़ा
मौलवियों की सैलरी बढ़ाने का पैसा
Arvind
था,
Kejriwal has
स्कूल
nothing
चलाने
to
का पैसा नहीं
do
था.
with the WAQF board authorities. You see, first of all, he is not interfering personally. Cannot do it. Most important thing is that
Amanatullah Khan
WAQF board has started earning over the last 7 years more than 50 times the earning which they were earning earlier, and this amount is being given to the welfare of the Muslims. This is for the Muslim, and there are much
But
amount has been injected in the schooling
of
the
the
Muslims,
children who
welfare
should
of
have
the
been
Muslims.
studying in that
And
school.
that's why
Also,
the money,
possibly
Madam,
children
money
of
was going to
Muslims
the
who
people
would
those
have
who are
gone to
corrupt-
that school in
corrupt people. They were
Fatehpuri.
earning money out of the WAQF board
Well,
money.
ladies and gentlemen, the simple question was, why did Muslim children not gain from being educated in this primary school in Fatehpuri? Why did they have to go to other schools? Why were shops opened in this area? That's the question. Well, we leave it at that as I thank my panelists on debate number 1.